Hi! Today we are going to look at some of the musical gems inside of John Coltrane's mystical and profound opus, Wise One, from his colossal 1964 album, Crescent. The video is divided into the following sections with timestamps in the description if you are eager and anxious to jump around. So if you are ready, Part 1. Melody Section Analysis. To start, let's first listen to John Coltrane's masterpiece, Wise One. Let's now turn our focus onto just a few of the many gems contained in this piece. First of all, the A section is just on E minor, but that word just can be a big barrier. Let's listen to a small sample of McCoy playing on this E minor. McCoy Tyner is basically rocking between two sounds in this section, the E minor tonic home and the F sharp, both chords over an E bass. The F sharp minor wants to resolve gently back to the E minor home tonic. What McCoy plays is magic, of course, and cannot be reduced down to these crude chord labels. However, there is a takeaway for us lovers of improvisation. We can try playing around with these sounds. For instance, we can employ this idea of these two triads, E minor and F sharp minor, over a minor chord, intersposing the sounds like this. We can try interpolating G major and A major, which perhaps is more muscular. E minor and D major gives us another flavor. And E minor and B minor are very interesting. The B minor was referenced indeed in the melody. In the bridge of this three-chord tune, there is a B7 sharp 9 chord. McCoy can be heard stacking G and F triads on top of this B7, evoking mysterious sound images. so we can try intersposing these triad pairs as well. Part 2. Solo chords. First of all, before anything, I want to point out that this incredible chord sequence Coltrane wrote for the solo section is not the same as the initial Wise One tune that we just looked at. This in itself is not the normal in jazz, but Coltrane was way beyond normal. Before the chordal analysis, I'm going to play the first two lyrical choruses of Coltrane's solo over this incredible sequence, so you get an idea of the profound mood John created with this haunting harmony. Okay, so let's listen to the chords. A minor, add 9. D7, augmented 5th. G minor, add 9. B7, augmented 5th. E minor 6. And E7, augmented sharp 9. The home or root chord of this wonderful sequence is the E minor chord, as this was established before in the melody. So the solo starts on the 4 minor chord. By the way, this is the same as Autumn Leaves. This 4 minor becomes the relative 2 minor 7 of a 2 minor 7, 5, 7, 1 to G minor. The G minor is unexpected, stirring and dark. This B7 is the 5-7 augmented chord of the home E minor 6 chord. The E minor then transmogrifies into an E7 augmented sharpened 9th chord. This strong, mighty sound brings us back to the top of the progression again, being the 5-7 of the 4 minor chord, A minor. By the way, I love the fact that the first head section of Wise One contains just 3 chords, and the solo section contains 6 chords. Does anyone know if Coltrane had a thing about the number 3? Please let me know in the comments. As well, if you are enjoying this presentation, please like and subscribe, as this helps the channel whilst encouraging my efforts. Part 3. Ways to improvise over the solo chords. I want to now show you one way to navigate this somewhat complex solo harmony using triad pairs, which I feel matches the mystical and spiritual mood of Coltrane's masterpiece. So here is a chart of the solo chords, and below these main chords you can see the triad pair options. First, I'm going to demonstrate how these triad pairs sound in a rubato way over each chord, so without any rigid pulse. To be clear, I will play lines that trace the harmony of these triad pairs, lines that feature the notes of one triad pair, then the other, again and again, intercalating the 2 different triads, hopefully in a creative way, just like an artist might mix colors. Okay, now I'm going to do the same, but over a beat. That is, improvise using triad pairs as the melodic raw material. By the way, the triad pairs and melodic shapes that I reference come from the Encyclopedia of Triad Pairs course. Thanks for watching.